Would you want to piss off Darth Vader? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Darth Vader isn't happy. He walks through Jabba the Hutt's palace, murdering 2 of the guards, demanding an audience right this second. Jabba can't believe the audacity. Vader was due to arrive tomorrow and not kill anyone. But Vader tells him,
I will return tomorrow on behalf of the Emperor. Tonight, I am here on my own personal behalf, and I will leave satisfied.
Jabba motions for the guards to fire their weapons at Darth Vader. They all fire at once, but Vader manages to deflect each and every bullet back at them. He then turns back to Jabba, and he uses his force choke. You drive a hard bargain, Vader.
Good. This is what I need.
But let's go back to where all of this started. Darth Vader is actually a man named Anakin Skywalker, and he was trained by Ben Kenobi until he killed Ben Kenobi. He then lost the Death Star to a rebel assault, and the rebels then invaded one of the Emperor's production facilities, and they destroyed it. But as they fled, he ran into a young boy that was using his old lightsaber, the one that Ben Kenobi last had. Now Darth Vader intends to find this boy. He doesn't know who he is or where he is, but he'll figure it out. The Emperor was not happy with Darth Vader's latest failure, and as punishment he has sent him back to the Outer Rim to work with Grand General Tag as one of his men and negotiate a deal with Jabba the Hutt. But just as Vader is getting these orders from the Emperor took a meeting with an interesting looking individual, and he wouldn't tell Vader what it was all about. That doesn't matter right now though, because what he personally wanted from Jabba the Hutt was bounty hunters, and he got the best at Jabba's disposal, Boba Fett. He wants Boba Fett to find this young boy. He was smuggled off the planet in a ship referred to as the Millennium Falcon. He then goes back to work for Grand General Tag, and while he despises the fact that the Emperor has placed him under this man, he does assist the Grand General in defeating various pirates, and he even finds an undercover spy, proving that he is more capable than any of Tag's other men. Elsewhere in the galaxy, on Quarantine World 3, a woman is performing one of the largest heists she's ever performed. She blows smoke to see the lasers as she sneaks underneath them. Then she hacks the wall, rewires the paneling, dodges more lasers, and then finds a droid rolling towards her. So she flees as fast as she can until she can barely make it underneath a door. Shutting the door in front of her, she breathes a sigh of relief on the other side, and then she finds herself in front of a bunch of droids ready to take her away. As they escort her away, a fighter lands in the docking bay and out steps Darth Vader himself. He approaches the droids carrying her away, and then he slices them both in half, and he marches over to her, offering his hand to the woman as she begins to fall off the side, trying to retrieve the object that she came here for.
Dr. Aphra, I need you.
So the two of them board her ship where she asks him, how may I help you?
I've recently destroyed some of your recently reactivated droids, and they impressed me.
Listening to this, she walks over and activates a protocol droid, which then comes over to activate an astromech droid, which was her sole purpose for getting the protocol droid back online, because the astromech droid is actually an assassin droid that only speaks in binary. With that fix, she turns to Vader. What do you need me to do?
There was a time when I had armies at my beck and call, but that time has passed. I need my own private resources.
I was supposed to be delivering these 2 droids and then getting my next mission. But you're my next mission, aren't you, Lord Vader? And the next after that.
I need troops of unquestioning loyalty.
Well, it's a good thing that I know about an unusual droid factory on Geonosis. How do you feel about Geonosis, Lord Vader?
I have no feelings regarding Geonosis.
Good, then we need to move. I don't want to let you down.
Why, Aphra? That would be a mistake.
As they arrive on Geonosis, Aphra sends her 2 droids, 000 and BT, deep inside the planet to see what they can find while she and Vader stay on top. As Vader waits, Aphra asks him if he's been here before, and he gets a brief memory of a young girl and a time before his suit.
Cease your probing, Aphra. I expect nothing more than compliance and silence out of you.
Deep inside the planet, ZZZ and BT are making their way down, mapping the routes as they go, until they reach a room filled with insect-looking droids. They aren't moving, and when 000 asks them for information, they say nothing. So 000 gives BT the go-ahead. And BT uses his flamethrower to burn the entire room and every droid. As they leave, 000 says to the droids, "Ha ha ha! You are on fire and also dead!" Vader and Aphra enter the room, and Aphra looks at the droids and she realizes that these are a part of the Geonosis hive mind, and the Hive Queen probably doesn't even see these as droids. And the deeper they go into the facility, the more it appears true when they find the Queen. Looking at this beast, Aphra turns to Vader. Now for your devilishly clever plan to steal a robot womb factory off of a homicidal, broody alien queen. Do you think it's still a good idea, Lord Vader? He doesn't even stop to reply. He just says,
yes.
And he leaps down into her area. He begins to cut off the queen's limbs while she screams out and tells her children to defend her.
The Empire has taken Geonosis' past. It can't have its future.
But Vader has also brought the assassin droid, and it turns the flamethrowers back on, and it begins to burn all of the Hive Queen's children. He then uses the Force to throw the transmitter through the roof and uses the ship to lift the droid factory out of the ground, and they haul it away. Just more child's play for Lord Vader. As they enter the ship, Aphra tells Vader that he has his droid army now. So is he gonna kill her now or later? She knew her clock was ticking the moment that he arrived, and now he has his army, so he has no use for her. She votes a lightsaber through the neck because she's always had fears of being ejected into space. He looks at her, and then he tells her,
You have proven yourself resourceful. You are safe as long as I have use for you. If you try to blackmail me, you will find your plans confounded and your life at an end.
Aphra looks at him in shock. You know, you can trust me, but you shouldn't. I'm a walking, talking, stupid risk. When you need to win, just please make it quick. Just then, they're interrupted by 000 because a Wookiee that Vader hired has tracked the man that the Emperor wouldn't tell Vader about.
Tell me the location of your headquarters and what task my master has sent for you.
Torture me. I won't tell you anything. Not even my name, the man says defiantly. Vader turns, and he leaves.
I do not have time, but I do have a specialist.
000 then takes over. I'm 000, and I'm looking forward immensely to torturing you today. It doesn't take long, but 000 reports to Vader that the man is named Dr. Silu 4, and the Emperor was having him build rivals for Darth Vader. The Emperor wants to replace Darth Vader. So Vader and Aphra head to the top secret base, and Aphra prepares the illegal boarding operation. She tells Vader, "May the Force be with you," and then mumbles to herself, "This is the greatest job of my life." Vader moves quickly. First he has 000 and BT cut down a door, and then they walk in, providing the distraction. He then cuts through the side of the ship using his side entry ship, and he lets it suck out all of the guards, and then he lands inside of the ship with his magnetic clamp boots. He marches through the ship with his droid army and his lightsaber, ordering them to crush all resistance. But things get more interesting as they enter a room with 2 humans holding lightsabers. "This isn't a test, that's Vader!" they exclaim, and they use the Force to shut the doors, leaving the androids behind so it's just them and Vader. Vader turns to the door.
That wasn't the Force. That was trickery. You are no Jedi or Sith.
But the man jumps in at Vader, telling him that's the last thing I want to be. Jedi or Sith, they're history. They battle for a few moments until Silu 4 walks out and tells them to cease. Vader is amazed that he lived, but Silu informs Vader that he isn't Silu 4, he's Silu 5. When his body didn't return, a backup was activated. So Vader changes the subject.
I was under the understanding that you were making apprentices here, but there is nothing of the Force in them.
Not apprentices, replacements. The Force is obsolete, and these are its successors, he states, motioning to his team, all of which just destroyed all of Vader's current droid army.
This is blasphemous!
And with that, Vader takes a swing at Silu 5, but then the Emperor steps out. Vader, no. You will forgive Lord Vader. You have my attention. Now show me something worthy of that attention. So Silu 5 sends all of the replacements after Vader. First up is the lizard-looking alien, which was built to not feel pain and not be concerned about it. But the Emperor isn't impressed as Vader easily cuts into him with his lightsaber, followed by a woman in control of dozens of droids at the same time, and they all fire their blasters at Vader, but he deflects them with ease, and then he blows up her droids. Next up is a commander that has been barely alive, so he's had his entire body turned into a robotic body. But even with 4 lightsabers, Vader is easily able to deflect them. This of course bores the Emperor, so Silu 5 has everyone go at Vader at the same time. The first guy jumps in to fight Vader, but Vader deflects his lightsaber away, and then the lizard man is about to go in for a bite, but another one of the replacements kills him, saving Vader. The Emperor calls an end to this fighting, so everyone stands still.
I will not forget what you did here today, boy.
Vader says to the young man, I didn't do it for you. The old model is less of a threat than the new model. But Vader turns his back to the boy.
That was my life to take, boy. You interfered.
And then Vader leaves with the Emperor. I am impressed, gathering your own forces outside of my system.
These things are abomination. This is heresy.
You stand there more metal than man and you talk of abominations. If it were not for my open mind, you would not be here. Everything is of the Force. Do not underestimate how much you've disappointed me, Vader. I saved you, but you showed how far you fell off the mark.
Silo has been training those twins for 20 years, so all of those years you were considering replacing me?
The dark side is strength. If they defeat you, then they are stronger. If you defeat them, then you prove you are. This is the way of the Sith. Vader moves back to his ship with Afra, where she informs him that they got a message from Boba Fett about this boy. Boba Fett explains that he lost track of the boy, but he did get his name, Skywalker. And then Boba Fett leaves. Vader thinks back to Padme, his now deceased wife from 20 years ago, and when she told him that she was pregnant, how happy he was back then. He then thinks back to when he became Darth Vader, and the Emperor was the one that told him that Padme died. He remembers Padme's death. He remembers the young boy capable of destroying the Death Star, and he remembers the young boy using his old lightsaber.
I have a son. I will have him. I will have everything.
And our current Darth Vader story arc comes to an end. Personally, I love this story because it gives so much more character to the character of Darth Vader. It doesn't make him truly dark and evil, but it doesn't make him good either. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed Star Wars videos, give this video a like so we know you want more of them sooner. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Comicstorian and Instagram at Comicstorian, and make sure you check out the other videos on the screen right now, you just might like them. I'll talk to you guys later.